All right, so back to part 3 in the series of all about the tarot cards. I'm going to ask the cards a question that I get really often, and can the tarot cards be wrong? Can they just be wrong? Like, who are they to tell me? Or maybe the message was wrong. And that was the key that I said. The tarot cards are never wrong. It's the humans that either muddle the message, or they didn't ask the correct question, or they didn't understand what the tarot cards were trying to tell them. This especially happens when you try to read for yourself. I've been reading cards for over 30 years, and I still find it difficult to read for myself because I want to read into the cards the answer that I want to see, right? So if I ask the cards, this business a good investment? And it's in my heart that I really want to invest in this business. No matter what the cards say, I'm going to say to myself, oh yeah, this is oh yeah, the death card. Well, yeah, that's moving things on. Oh, the 10 of swords. Oh, that means I'll recover. Do you see what I mean? Rather than looking at it objectively, it's so easy to put what you want the cards to say into the reading. And then when the business turns out to be a bad investment, you blame the cards rather than the interpretation and the human being who was reading them. So can the tarot cards be wrong? No, absolutely not. What can be wrong is the interpretation and the human beings around the cards. So how can the interpretation be wrong? The interpretation can be wrong when you don't combine the cards, for example, and you just take one card in itself and consider that rather than what the cards are trying to tell you as a story. You can just simply interpret the card wrong. Maybe just had kind of a brain fart and you think, oh, the 3 of Pentacles is broken heart, rather than strategizing a foundation, building a foundation, working with other people, that kind of thing. So that interpretation, and trust me, it happens because sometimes you're going along so fast. You might say male instead of female, female instead of male. I've done that. Go back on some of my videos and you see where I have to correct myself. So the interpretation can be wrong. Another big thing I see is the question is wrong. When you give the tarot cards an unclear question, and an unclear question would be 2 outcomes. So for example, should I buy the green house or the red house? Well, how did the tarot cards answer that? Now, if you did, I'm going to do a layout and tell me about the greenhouse over here and the red house over there. Now the tarot cards can give you a correct answer. Can the tarot cards do yes or no question? Absolutely. But you have to tell the tarot cards, you can say reversals are no and uprights are yes, or you can say major arcanas are yes, minors are no. Lay out an uneven number and count them and see what your answer is. But if you didn't put that into the cards don't know how to answer. They're like, well, what does 10 of swords mean no to you or yes to you? Does death mean no to you or yes to you? You know, so when you have to put that into the cards. So again, it's how you put the question in. Also, the tarot cards aren't that happy about you asking about other people's energy without their permission. So if I find a lot of times you'll get muddled, not wrong, muddled answers when you ask, what is he thinking about right now? Now you can ask, does he think about me? Because you're asking about your connection, your energy. You have a better chance of getting a proper answer. But when you ask, what is he thinking about right now? Is he with the other woman right now? Those kind of questions, you'll get a muddled answer because the tarot cards without the other person's energy permission, they generally won't give you the correct answer. Um, because simply they won't enter that energy without permission. So in that case, it would be, will I hear from him this week? The tarot cards can answer that. Will he ask me to marry? Will he ask me to marry him? The tarot cards can ask that, because that's things that are coming into your life. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Also, it's just the humans, sometimes it's the way you lay out the cards. Maybe you just stop before the next card would complete the sentence. Because the tarot cards are stories. So if you stop halfway in the story, and then you say, oh, the story's wrong. Well, no, you didn't allow the story to end, for example. So that's why you might see some tarot card readers look at the bottom, and when they pull the bottom, they go, oh, no, and my intuition is telling me to do one more. And so that's why it's so important to use your intuition with cards too, because the cards will tell you when to stop. The cards will tell you when it's enough. So, are they wrong? No, it's you've stopped too soon. So I hope that helped dispel, are the tarot cards wrong? And actually, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do this right now in front of you. This is live. We're going to ask the tarot cards, are the tarot cards ever wrong? Are the tarot cards ever wrong? I don't know what this answer is going to be. As you can see, I've put in a lot of energy while we were talking about this. So I hope the cards come up with what I just said, back me up. Wouldn't that be hilarious if they came out and said, yes, we're wrong? Oh, the clock agrees with me. Okay, so are the tarot cards ever wrong? And I know that sometimes that sounds like asking the fox, are the chickens tied up good for the night? But let's see. Oh, so we have a reversed sun. We have a reversed four of rods. We have a reversed king of swords. We have an upright death. And we have an upright knight of rods. So let's go back to the first one, I do reversals versus straight up and down. So reversals, remember I said, was no. So I asked, are the tarot cards ever wrong? So I have 1, 2, 3 reversals and 2 uprights. So the answer is no. And then my second thing that I put into the cards were major arcanas are yes, and minors are no. So I have 2 major arcanas and 3 minors. So the answer again is no. So that's a double no. So the cards are telling me no. And and sometimes then I go in and I read a little bit about this. And we asked about a liar, and the king of swords is the liar, and he's next to the death card. So that changes over to the knight of rods, who always brings news and messages. So the cards do not steer you wrong. They steer you into messages from the knight of rods, messages of action, messages of integrity. The knight of rods is an amazing person. It's news you can trust. Let's put it that way. So the tarot cards back me up. Are the tarot cards ever wrong? I've got a double no, and I'm really happy it turned out that way. Okay, take good care.